Hi guys, and welcome to another one of my recordings, the chapters from my book, Graceful Thoughts. Give you a bit of context with this recording. This was wrote in about 2017, 2018, when I first started my journey onto the spiritual path of exhibiting at shows. The backdrop of it was what feedback I'd got from clients and people that I'd spoken to and read for, and basically associated with. How could I sell myself with what I do? Now, what you will find with this is that I'm not very comfortable with any sort of label. So I am a psychic, I do work mediumistically, but I can never guarantee. The thing with all of my readings is designed to help people find their own sort of self-esteem levels rising, helping with their thought processes, promoting self-empowerment. And spirit for me come in and help me deliver that work. So sort of part therapist, part psychic, part medium, but none of it all sort of sits comfortably with me. I just do whatever comes in and I trust spirit implicitly. So this was my thoughts at the time. Still stand. Any reference to Lysian Events is the company that I tend to do most of my work with throughout the year. Sort of 6 years on now, and I'm still working with that company. So without further ado, guys, I give you expectations versus reality. Thank you. Like many others, I spend time reading the daily articles on Lysian Events news. I love getting other people's perspectives on what they see from their maps of the world. What is it that makes them tick, etc. Ian writes a lot about where you invest your life's hours and what you can realistically get back in return with how much effort you put into things. This, in my eclectic mind, has got me thinking and has opened up thought avenues for exploring. I'm an ordinary guy who believes he has been given a wonderful gift of communication and a spiritual knowing about what makes the average person tick. Why? Because I've been there, I've experienced the highs and the lows, and I am convinced I am here to help people to see their true power and lead them along the road to self-empowerment. This is where my life's hours have been invested during the last 3 years. I'm now into my second season with Lysian Events and my second at exhibiting at other events countrywide. This takes considerable effort and time. The objective is to build a reputation from doing what I do. At times, people pigeonhole and put labels on my work, and because Medium X works one way, this does not mean I'll follow the pattern. It is essential clients do not compare my work with that of another. For example, I'm sometimes asked the question, do you talk to dead people? And can you guarantee that you will bring certain spirits through? Of course, this is a client's perspective and is an expectation of my gift, and why communication with the client is paramount. In my previous life as a prison officer, we used to call this way of preconception the structuring expectations. When dealing with prisoners, in other words, what they thought was going to happen and what happens is based on their reactions. This wisdom is probably the only thing transferred from the previous very earthly life in today's spiritual life. I have spent hours pondering where my path will lead. Should my focus be on readings with spirit, or do I take on more platform work and attend other evening demonstrations? I sense the future is a blend of both. One thing's for sure, the connection to people and their understanding of my work is essential to the future. Part of my choice is feedback from clients, peers, friends, family, and mentors. I respect all feedback, good, bad, or indifferent, because it keeps me grounded. There's no room for massive ego in my world. Listening to the feedback has worked for me, and the support received is at times overwhelming. However, this doesn't answer the question about what I do. Being a spirit worker requires a label: psychic, medium, counsellor, motivator, or any other number of others. I don't fit neatly into any of them. I'm not a great lover of either conformity or labels, and I am aware that this can put the potential client in a place of indecision. They see the names on the banner and interpret what they expect based on their perception of the words and the imagery. Again, my communication skills will always clarify what I can do and also what I cannot. This method is based on numerous readings and the messages that I have passed on. I do my utmost to evidence the information. After all, confidence comes from repetitive success. What works is kept and what does not is discarded. I will use everything in my toolbox to bring across uplifting messages which cannot be labelled. I never make any outrageous predictions or claims of ability, etc. All have to be worked in and alongside my faith in the spiritual world. This is my promise to the client, and I am sure in my belief that I work in truth and integrity. What could be better? My work is client-centered, and I give what is best for them at all times. Time and again, this has worked well. I take the first few minutes of a reading to determine what a client is looking for. When I cannot meet an expectation level, I advise that they seek another reader who's better placed to deliver the desire. Often people sit in shock after listening to the message, expecting one communication and Spirit have given another one. Spirit never cease to amaze me, and I'm very privileged to work with their energies. My reason for writing this piece was based on feedback I received at an event. The client was disappointed with the reading, and because I was surprised at the comment, I asked for more information. She explained the message was too broad and too general. My answer was, energy presented is all which is available, and I work with Spirit and can only pass on the message given. Furthermore, I never make anything fit, and my belief is always going to be that spirits will come through and bring through what is necessary. I then asked, what did you expect from me? The reply was to bring through a recently departed person so they could communicate through me as I am a medium. This is why I've titled this essay Expectation versus Reality. If the client said her expectation was for me to be a conduit, I wouldn't have started the reading. My guidance would have been this: loved ones entering the spirit realms will leave a sign of their presence if necessary. It is unlikely that the spirit will communicate so soon after departure. My word is to pick up the essence of spirit's energy. It could be a mannerism, a unique word, or even the most common with me, a memory link. I believe our loved ones always surround us. My loved ones in spirit do not contact with me when I am working with a client. This knowledge leaves me free to work with the client and their issues. The ultimate desire is to motivate them forward, give them that self-empowerment, and often provide a different perspective in their life. The reality is, I will work from the heart. I make no promises. I cannot control a client's expectation, but please note where my intent lies. Look carefully where you invest your money and time. Weigh up your choice of reader carefully. If you choose me for a reading, I am very grateful. If you select another, as long as you get what you're expecting, I'm equally happy. I feel spiritual well-being is very much part of the mental well-being. Anyone who can close issues, suggests spiritual alternative, or offers healing, amazing transformations happen. I'm not writing from an ego center. The words are all about who use spiritual development to help others. There will not be a reader who is not listening to the questions of, am I going mad? After an hour of consultation, the client says, you've put this into new perspective, or now I understand. Our work is not only connecting and using the gift on a connected basis. We ask for guidance and pass the guidance to the sitter. Sadly, the reality is sometimes not the expectation. When the client revealed to me she needed me to be a conduit for a conversation with a relative in the spiritual world, the expectation was too great. It is not the way that spirit works. They cannot be earthbound and continue with the same ways of living. Spirit is most concerned with the well-being, peace and contentment at those close to them during life. My concern is she will continue to search and eventually grasp any straw. However, this concern is a subject for another time. Health and healing is very much part of the spiritual practitioner's work, and there will be times when issues of the mind are considered. However, the client needs to make their expectations clear. In this way, they receive the best of spiritual help and guidance. All my written work is from my perspective, and I offer thanks, love, light, and blessings to all who have chosen to read it. So the perspective from there on that one particular occasion wasn't met, because the lady expected me to talk to a departed relative like I'm having this conversation with you guys. And for me, it doesn't work like that. I work on the psychic vibration where I'm working with cards, and I turn over cards and work with the angelic realms. work with tarot cards and angel cards. And then if spirits step forward, I will pass on, like the chapter was saying there, elements of that person's personality. There is no part of me that is ever going to stand there in front of you guys and say that I can literally see that person stood there and they're talking to me like we're having a normal everyday conversation. That, for me personally, is not how it works. What I can assure you of is that if you have a reading with me, I am 100% focused on your needs and wishes. Will I get it right all of the time? Absolutely not. It's not. That is a very egotistical statement. But what I can guarantee 100% is that I put my heart into it. I trust the spirit world, the universal energy, that what is meant to be brought through will always be brought through, and in timely fashion. So thank you very much for taking time out to listen to me reading from my book. As I say, that's the book. Initially, when I first started making these videos, this was all about selling these books. They are still available while I've got a set there. But if not, just take any sort of crumbs from anything there that comes out. So if you're going out for a reading yourself, just make sure that what you're expecting and what is likely to be delivered are somewhere along, along the same pathway. I'll leave you with these thoughts, that your spirit people, the people that you've gone there, that you might be expressing doubts over, or you might be worried that you're not connecting in the right way, are always around you. Like the chapter said there, that if the person was around you in love, light, truth and upliftment while they were here, you can be damn sure that when they've gone to the spirit world, they will make their presence felt around you. So I'll leave you with that and say thank you very much for listening, and keep tuning in as I produce new content. Give me a like and a subscribe if you liked any of this. Like I said, all feedback is considered. Thank you very much for watching. Much love. And as I always say to people, keep shining. Thank you.